So Mark, we've been talking a lot about landlord-tenant disputes in different videos, and we have looked at, and I understand, I think we're being, we're trying to show both sides. Like we say that there is good tenants and there is bad landlords. Like not everybody's bad, not everybody's good.
No.
Last
Fair.
week, an article came out and it actually happened in Barrie.
Yep.
Let me
Exciting.
share it with you. So a landlord-tenant dispute ends in arrest. Now, when you first see it, you would kind of assume that the tenant might be arrested, right?
Well, a little bit, but I kind of, within the first 30 seconds of reading it, it was pretty obvious. And the biggest reason why he got arrested was because he went into the place. They charged him with break and enter. You can't just walk into somebody's place, even though you're the homeowner. You and I both
Yes.
know that. And to his point, okay, and it's frustrating, right? I've been through it. You've been through it when a tenant doesn't pay, and you get behind on payments and you get behind your mortgage and stuff like that. It's very frustrating. It's very emotional for someone paying someone else's bills. So, as you know, he turned off. Obviously, the utilities are probably in his names because he had access to turn them off to cancel them. If they're in the tenant's name, he couldn't do nothing. So he turned them off and went in and basically went into the
No, but
house.
listen, yeah. Well, that isn't even the whole thing. So they turned everything off and made it inoperable while the tenant wasn't home. Came in with a handyman. Water,
Yeah.
gas, and electricity was rendered unusable, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the landlord showed up while the police were conducting the investigation and was
Yeah.
advised that the action earlier taken was unlawful and that the utilities need to be reinstated immediately. The landlord refused.
Yeah.
So even though the police were right in front of her telling her, you can't do this,
Yeah.
you have to turn everything back on. And they probably wouldn't have charged her if she did that, right?
Well,
But
maybe,
listen,
maybe.
a 37-year-old female from East Gwillimbury was arrested and charged of break and enter and mischief, obstruct, it says, interfere or interrupt with the lawful use, enjoyment of property.
I'm always pro landlord. I've always been pro landlord because we've seen so much stuff. And that lady's probably just had hit the fucking max button, right? It just went, I'm done. I'm going to take charge. And look what happened with an arrest, right? It's unfortunate, but it is the wrong way to go about it, going into someone's home. Like, even though I felt like doing that a few times when I've been in that situation, but then I'm going out in cuffs. An altercation broke out, whatever. But, you know, our laws are so skewed. So this is pushing people to new heights, right? It's going to. We're
Well,
seeing
it is, but
coming up.
at the end of the day, too, this lady was not thinking through either the process, because
No,
if you turn off all your water and the heat and the hydro to a home, what's going to happen to the pipes?
they're going to burst. They're going to have major problems. And
Yeah.
insurance is not going to pick up that bill. So if your landlord's out this, take this as good advice. Don't be doing these things. Because if that happened, and I've sold a property before, it was a vacant property. And I think that this is going back 10 years ago. Got a call from realtor, come and show me the property. It was vacant. Great. Walked in the house, they're running water. I wonder if they're here cleaning it or something. I don't know. Well, we know what happened. Pipe burst, 150K worth of damage, right? Gone. Right? Insurance picked up the tab. They're lucky.
I
So
bought a house, a power of sale house, probably 7 or 8 years ago.
yep.
And of course with power of sales, as is where is, the way it is the way it is.
Yep.
So when the person was getting evicted from the house, they shut off the furnace.
Yep.
And the pipes all burst.
Yep.
So then the main water was shut off. So when I went to see the property, I couldn't really tell anything because the property management company had shut everything down, right?
Yep.
So the very first day, I took possession. Kyle, my son, was with me, and I said, turn on the water, right? Holy shit, we're in the basement. It's a shower. Like every single pipe is
Yeah.
is busted and water's pissing everywhere. So
Yeah.
as a landlord, like this woman didn't think this out,
She
because
did not.
and if she does it and takes and like shuts everything off herself, she's not covered for anything.
She's not. She's not. She's not.
And I mean, Mark, we got to the point where like the shower head,
Mm.
the dishwasher,
Yeah.
everything, because everything with a water line has it going into it. When
Yeah.
it freezes, it expands.
Yep.
Everything. I had to replumb nearly the whole house
Yep. I know.
and buy some new appliances.
Yeah. Not a bright move, but you know, what more are we going to see? What more is going to come up in the next year or two with this issue? Because it's not going away.
No.
It's not going away. A friend of mine, his wife is a lawyer for the landlord tenant board, and she's in, she represents, people and stuff like that. She's going to be retiring this year, but some of the stuff on both sides is pretty bananas what they go through, right?
Yeah.
And saying they're still doing Zoom, they're still doing prep, like they're still backlogged in this stuff.
Well, that's why I told you, like, I had an issue this my one client was thinking of putting in an offer, and I was trying to get in touch with a couple townships just to see
Yeah.
about um like different rules, regulations with the property and all that stuff, right? And any kind of natural, like environmental protection concerns, anything like that.
Yeah.
Do you know nobody answers at any of the townships? It goes to voicemail, and do you know
Okay.
they have 48 hours to get back to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I call Monday, okay?
Yep.
Wednesday, they call back. I missed the call because I'm in the bathroom.
Yep.
I
Yep.
call back, I have to leave a message again, and
Yep.
she has 48 hours to get back to me.
Yep.
I
I know.
finally talked to her. And at this point now on Friday, I'm carrying the phone around with me, right? Everywhere I go, because
Don't miss a call.
I can't miss a bloody call.
I know. Yep.
Nobody, and it's the same at the landlord tenant board. Why, like, the world is back to work. Why are they not back to work?
I don't know. They're not landlord tenant board, and we know it. And that's why we're seeing crazy things like this, right? We're going to continue to see things like this. It's going to happen, you know. Here's the biggest solution. You got tenants like that, pay the money. Just pay the money to go. If it's 10,000, pay 10,000. Who cares? Get them gone.
Well, a lot of people don't have the money, but you could
Find
go
it.
get a line of credit on the house if there's
Do it.
equity in the house.
You got to do it because this solution is only going to get worse as far as I'm concerned. It hasn't. COVID's been done for a couple of years now, and we're still behind, that many cases, right? And when we're seeing stupid things like tenants would just love to see something like this. Bad tenants, haha, the landlord just got arrested for breaking in. This is great. Meanwhile, they own the home, and it's not like this in every province, as we know. But Ontario is not is a haven for tenants. Bad tenants. I don't care. I'll say it. Bad tenants. It's they can get away with it for a long, long, long time.
They can, well, and it sounds in the article like if she would have listened and cooperated and turned everything
Correct.
back on,
Yes.
they might have let her go with a warning.
Correct. Right. They probably would have. Some of those cops, they own properties. They'd probably, do it. Great. You don't do this. And again, there's the emotions and frustrations getting the best of people, right? They're so angry and so uptight. We've covered many videos this year where we've highlighted issues with the landlords and stuff and how much money they're out of and living in their cars and going bankrupt. This is just not normal, right? It's just not normal. What's the next episode going to be?
Somebody
A
shoot
landlord
somebody.
shoot someone. Who knows? A dispute could happen. We don't know.
Well, didn't in Hamilton we do one last November? Yeah, somebody did shoot somebody.
Did. So are we going to see that? I sure hope not, for public safety and people's, lives at stake. But I think
Well,
people did.
and you've had it, and I've had it where we called the cops because there was problems with a tenant, and they wouldn't do anything. They said go to the landlord tenant board. So
I don't know. Yes and no, though. I've had the opposite experience. I've had a good experience. One on Bentley where I brought a real big dude with me. He was 6'8", 300 pounds. Can I kick the door? No, let's just no. change the locks. So then we called the Barrie police. Barrie police come to the door. Want to get access? Give your landlord a key right now. You can't be doing that. They supported me. They were great. Like they were pro me.
Oh,
And,
that's good.
yeah, and we walked up to. I said one of my visits. I said we couldn't get access to this bedroom, and they're saying we can't get access to this bedroom again. I said, you know what? They're probably growing drugs in there. For all I know, we get in the goddamn bedroom and the cops just go in and they search all the beds. There was feces where the kids were sleeping in the mattresses. It was disgusting. Well, Children's Aid was called because they called them, right? So, they see this stuff, right? And their kids are sleeping in mattresses full of crap. It was just disgusting.
Oh,
So
that's horrible.
open the doors. So we got a good tour of the place. But again, that was a long time ago. That's 13 years ago.
Well, and you know what? It's funny you say that too, because I've had a couple sales where they wouldn't let us into a bedroom.
Yeah.
And then we went for a walkthrough and they still won't let us through. And my client bought the property.
Yeah.
And it's like, you start getting worried, right? Like, what the hell's in there?
You start getting worried. Yeah, you do. You do.
Like, why will you not let us in?
No, I agree.
What's
I
so
agree.
horrible?
I know. That's the thing, right? And the other
Scary.
thing, you'd give some recommendations for people that are in these situations. Mine's paying money. I mean, I think
I
it's
think, yeah. And I think the other thing is, before you take the law into your own hands and decide what you're going to do, talk to a paralegal about what you can and can't do. Like, for one thing, you have to give 24-hour notice. You can't just show up. You can do scheduled maintenance and furnace maintenance, and they can't deny that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can get in.
Get in.
But like turning off utilities and freezing a family out in the wintertime, it's no one's going to be on your side for that kind of thing. And it's not in your best interest.
No.
So there is the landlord tenant board website.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of forums and explanations on there for what you can and cannot do. But if you're going to do something like drastic, I wouldn't give a tenant money unless I think it's an N11 was
For
signed.
sure. For sure. Like, and I'd get that notarized, whatever I had to do, right? I'd get it all, the I's and T's crossed before I give 5 cents to anybody. Because then if they didn't leave, then the sheriff would get, you know what I mean? It's notarized by the board, sheriff could execute it. I'd do it all. I'd spend the money.
Well, you can't just go and say, I'll give you $5,000 to leave. And they say yes, and you give them 5,000 and they don't leave.
Correct. You got to do it.
Like, there's paperwork that you need. My clients never give the money till they're gone.
100%.
When we hand over the keys, you get your money.
Yep.
So you have to be careful when doing those things too.
No, I agree. You do. Because they're not going to recognize that. Start all over again. Could be 8-9 months again. So I think those are some good points that are in there, right? Because wow.
And I think take a big breath before you do something crazy, because it doesn't get you anywhere just acting out of emotion and anger.
No, it's hard though. I've been there. It's hard, but you're right. Take a deep breath and cool down for a day, because it's not going to go in your favor, as it didn't go in that lady's favor from East Gwillimbury.
Especially if they're trashing your house and you know it, like, it gets really difficult.
It's very difficult. It's hard to swallow that pill, because you can go after them, but it's not going to mean anything, right? On a financial basis.
Oh, you're never getting any money out of them. It's never happening.
Never happening, right? And this, again, I keep saying this, and you do too. This is why we high rents. For one, supply is another factor, right? And supply is the biggest factor of this, because we both know that it's not happening. They say in GTA, and I mentioned this on the last broadcast with this landlord tenant board, that it's between 50 and 75 places in Toronto in GTA markets are coming off the market. Landlords just say, sorry, I'm not renting it anymore.
I know.
That's a lot. That's a big number. So that we did that one probably 6 months, November, whatever. 4 months later, holy cow. Right?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the problem. Unfortunately, a few bad apples are spoiling the whole bunch, and now nobody wants to do it.
Nobody wants to do it.
Not all of them are bad.
I know, they're not, we know that.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else. Do you have anything else? I
No,
think
I think that's it.
it was a hot topic. Hey, if you like the video, give it a like, give it a share, give it a follow for more information. We do an array of topics, so follow us.
Yeah. And give it and drop a question in the comments if there's something you'd like us to talk about.
Yeah, okay. See ya.
Perfect. Bye-bye.